Who is Karanja Kibicho? Well, clearly, according to the vast majority of Kenyans, that's a nobody. Just like a PS, yeah? Like a principal secretary in the Ministry of Interior. That is nothing. That is according to most Kenyans. Well, I don't agree with most Kenyans. I certainly don't. Anyway, hold on to that thought for a while. We'll get back there in a minute. Now, in the current wars going on, yeah, which some people seem to think is a Nairobi war, but actually it's a national war, yeah, involving or starring one Mike Sonko, Eala legislator Simon Bogwa, yeah, people who are pro-Ruto. In that ongoing war, Sonko keeps on mentioning one name, okay, and I think you know the name. He keeps on mentioning Karanja Kibicho. He says Karanja Kibicho has threatened him. Not only that, we have an audio, yeah, on YouTube, yeah, of the guy speaking. I suggest if you haven't taken it in, yeah, make a point of taking it in. You know, sometimes there's a problem when you don't understand things. Let me be fair, even it happens to me sometimes. A topic may sound very boring. Yeah, even a name may sound very common, very boring, yeah, and therefore you just ignore it. But therein, in that thing you're ignoring, ndo mambo yote iko. Mark my words. Now, let me just give you a small illustration, yeah, so that you understand where I'm coming from, and so that you can sit up and pay very close attention to this individual. Now, obviously, he doesn't want attention. Yeah, he has even threatened. He has said he's going to start suing people because they keep on mentioning his name. He doesn't want his name to be mentioned. Now, that story of suing is a new one, very new, because you're a public official, you're supposed to serve the public, and then you sue people for mentioning your name. That is interesting. Let's just take a hypothetical example. You're the principal secretary in charge of water. Yeah. So people start criticizing you. They start saying you have no idea about water. Yeah. You seem confused. Yeah. Because there are no water pipes going in, and when you talk, you don't make any sense. And then you sue them. Well. If you don't want people to talk bad about you, if you don't want people to talk about you at all, then get out of public life. Go into private life. Then you have your privacy. Nobody's going to bother you. Nobody's going to be interested whether you know anything about water pipes or not. Yeah, that's really what it is. Anyway, let me dig back into history. Yeah, not the boring kind. I know guys, when they hear history, they start falling asleep. It's just like in our days in school. When you hear mathematics, you start getting a headache. And when you hear double mathematics, yani 2 consecutive periods of mathematics, yeah, 3 consecutive sessions of mathematics, your stomach starts aching. It is the same with history, and yet history is so crucial. How do you analyze politics without history? Impossible. Anyway, there was a time during the Moi administration when the Interior Docket did not have a minister. In fact, for a very long time. Yeah, and the person in charge of that docket, or rather the permanent secretary in that docket, was a man called Hezekiah Oyugi. Now, what that meant was that Hezekiah Oyugi was reporting directly to the president. Okay? Now, here's the bombshell. Most administrations in the Republic of Kenya have operated that way. Just the way things were during those Oyugi days. Okay? Which means that in a lot of cases, the Minister of Interior is just window dressing. Or shall we just call them a flower girl? Yeah, anaambiwa kwenda useme hii, go and tell the people this and this and that. And go and emphasize this. Yeah, and then the the cabinet minister or cabinet secretary just goes out there and opens their mouth and speaks. And many times, they speak of things which they do not fully comprehend what they're talking about. Yeah, all the power, all the knowledge, all the operations, all the decisions are with the permanent secretary. Yeah, nowadays the principal secretary. So jijazie hapo. Now, a lot of this information is extremely sensitive. I think you'll agree with me. Okay? And in my latest Club 1999 recording, I name names, I go deep into it, yeah, and I say it as it is. Yeah, you know, this public channel, you're limited, especially nowadays with something called the Cyber Crimes Bill. What? Yeah. So what I suggest is that you become a member of Club 1999 if you're not already a member. All that information is there. But for now, what I need to tell you, I also need to tell you, to become a member of Club 1999 is very easy. Yeah, you just use the email address you see on your screens right now. Send a blank email, you'll get a response immediately. 6 months membership is $19.99. That's why the club is called that. $1,999 or $19.99. Life membership is $2,999 or $29.99. Yeah, and that one you pay and you forget. You're permanently a member. Okay, so you can do that if you're not already a member. Anyway, for the rest of us, now what we need to do as Kenyans, what I recommend, is take very careful note of this man called Karanja Kibicho, and also take very careful note of what Sonko is saying, because Sonko knows what he's saying. Sonko has made very wild allegations, extremely wild. Pay attention to them. I don't think I can say anything more than that for now. Okay? But at least I've given you a heads up. Yeah? If you dig enough on your own, yeah, even without being a member of the club, you should be able to find quite a lot of interesting things. Okay? Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.